Okay, so this video is going to go over how to do the assembly constraints and then actually get the animation you need out of this automata box. So when you download it, it's already going to have the pair cam in it. And if you were to turn the handle, if you can, turn the handle, there you go. You can see that the follower follows the head of the pair cam. And what you're going to be doing is doing that same exact assembly just with your cam. To animate it here, this Revolute 1 is the constraint or the mate that we're using here. And as you can see, if I animate it for 360 degrees, I'm going to put it in a loop so that it just keeps going. You can see that as it rotates, the follower goes up and down because it is following the surface of that cam. You can see when it gets there, it just automatically follows it up, follows it back down, and it's creating that up and down motion just like it would in real life. So what you're going to have to do is to delete the cam that's in there. You can just go in and delete that cam. It'll take it out, and you're going to need to insert your own. Now, probably because you downloaded or made a copy of this from me, you're not going to have your cams in this same document. That's okay. You have access to other documents right here. So you can just click on other documents. You might have to go through your Onshape folders, my Onshape, wherever you saved it. I saved it in my IED files, Unit 4, 4.1, and I called it 4.1.2. No part studios available. Never mind. 4.1.2 in class example. Oh, I gotta click on that button. Create. Just do what it says. It's fine. Okay, so in here I've got a couple of different part studios that I've made. It's still apparently generating previews. Okay, what the heck's going on? It must have been in here. 4.1.2. Create version. You have to have a version. Then you'll have access to all of your cams that you made. If this is a document that was shared with you, you'll still have access to that. So you're going to be creating this one for whatever cam you made, whether you made the snail cam, the eccentric cam. One of those is my heart cam. I should have renamed it. There it is, heart cam. And I'm going to go ahead and use my pair cam. So I've got my pair cam right there. And I'll go ahead and insert it into my drawing. Actually, did I use... We'll do that one. Put the one that actually has the square hole in it. So I'll get rid of that one. So that's my pair cam. Insert it in. Now we need to go ahead and put the constraints on. The first constraint is going to be a fasten because we don't want it to move off of this, this crankshaft. So I'm going to just line up center of the crankshaft to center of the hole. Now you're going to see that it's obviously way out here. And so what I need to do is offset it in what looks like the Z direction. It's going to be about 3 inches, but what you need to do is just make sure that it's lined up with the follower, at least pretty close. So that one looks pretty good. Now, in order to make the actual follower follow the cam up and down, we're going to use a tangent mate. So that's this very last one here. So I click on tangent mate. I'm going to click on the bottom of the follower, and then I'm going to click on the face of the cam, and you'll see it kind of snapped to. And so now it will follow. As I turn my crank, you'll see the cam goes up and down, just like that. From there, we can actually measure the height of this thing. So this is where we're going to go back into Revolute 1 and animate it. And you can see I'm going to change it to the loop here for a second, just so it keeps going around in circles. You can see it going up and down, up and down, up and down. So the pair cam mostly stays put, and then it's just got one little bump on it where it goes up and goes back down. So you're going to be measuring these every 45 degrees, starting at 0. And so one of the easier ways to do this is just to kind of go in and put it in as, the end value of where you're at. So when you're at 0 degrees, measure where you're at. So there, you've got this little ruler. That'd be what, 4 3/16 probably the nearest 16th of an inch, because this is an 1/8 inch ruler. And then I can change it to 45. You want these to go faster, you can change your steps down to all the way down to 2. And then I'm going to set this as single so that it just goes 45 degrees and stops. And you can measure that. Then you can change it to 90 degrees. It'll go all the way to 90 degrees and stop. You can measure it again and just keep doing that. Add 45 degrees every time and then measure it where it's at. Add 45 degrees, measure it where it's at, and go all the way around to 360 degrees. And you're going to be recording those into a Google Sheet. And once you've got them in a Google Sheet, then you can go ahead and select your chart, select your data table there, make a graph out of it. And then that's what you're going to be submitting, is that graph that you've made of all the data. And that's pretty much what you got to do for this one.